First off, I want to say I love that we're playing "We Are the Champions" right now. That's very cool. First off, I want to say congratulations on the victory, Andre. Starting with you, I mean, you've won the Giller, you've won the Rogers Writers Trust Award, you've won the Trillium, a number of prestigious book awards over your career. How is winning Canada Reads different?
It's more like I'm depending on somebody else who's more brilliant than me to represent the book. It feels sort of that it's Humble's victory, maybe more than it is mine, in that he was able to go to places where I appreciate, but that not everybody does go to. And he was able to take that and make it into something communicable to other people as well. So for me, it's Humble's victory more than it's my victory.
Would you mind moving just a little bit closer to the mic? You know, I'm interested to hear. I'm interested to hear what it was like to hear some of those words come from Humble.
Okay, so the fact is I didn't listen to any of them. Because the idea of sitting down listening to people talk about you is like the idea of listening to people judge your dirty laundry. So I avoided it, but I did get reports on what people said. And every once in a while somebody would say, "Oh, did you hear that he said that?" And I'd go, So that's my sense of how he did.
Humble, how did you, last time I spoke to you, I have to tell you, man, like I was concerned for you. I said, "You're going into Canada Reads, how are you feeling?" You said, "I don't know, it's gonna be fun, you know, like, I can't see this as a real competition, you know, I want everyone to just read the books." But I think you had a secret strategy going into Canada Reads. I think that was all a facade. Did you have a strategy going into this thing?
No, I think what I realized was my book was significantly more impactful from the perspective that I experienced it, and I realized that kind of felt like an unfair fight.
I have a feeling like in wrestling, you're gonna hear Chantal Creviato's music just start playing. She's gonna walk in with a steel chair.
Smash me over the head.
You met with Andre before the competition began. Did he have any advice for you?
Yes, very important, as he has not listened to the show at all. Also, when we were given an hour to hang out with the authors and kind of talk shop, talk books, he said, "I'm not going to talk to you about the book because you're already going to win." There's writing, that whole process. And for me, that was magnificent. I got to pick his brain.
Andre, when you heard in your updates, and I'm sure you didn't, like you said, you didn't hear Canada Reads, but you did get the updates. I'm sure one of the things people told you that there was significant debate over the lack of female characters in 15 Dogs. When you found that out, what did you make of it?
I was puzzled because, A, I think they're wrong, and B, I think they're right. They're wrong in the sense that the single most sympathetic character in the novel is named Neera, who has to overcome everything that is in her that stops her from accepting Majnun as a sentient being as she understands sentient beings, and she does. So she is the one human in the novel that is able to transcend her own prejudices and thoughts about, you know, that species being inferior to this one. But there is a way in which I think that that's right, and it's that in some ways 15 Dogs is a look at how humans think, and it's a slight potted history of philosophy. And the one thing that I'll do when I do a rewrite, because I'm going to rewrite all 5 novels and release them as a quincunx, is I will allow Rosie to talk about what it's like to understand that she is, as a female, different from the males. And that consciousness was the one thing that I feel like I missed in the novel.
Humble, what was the toughest part of this competition for you? I think it was the most heated Canada Reads I have ever heard.
I think the toughest part for me wasn't specifically dealing with the panelists, because they made it clear, you kind of knew their intentions. Having the questions asked from the host, that would redirect the show in any way. So even for this last episode, I had notes upon notes of what I was going to say to explain why 15 Dogs is a stronger book than Company Town, or what holes I saw in Company Town, and the question was never asked. And I think that was the tricky part, where you came very prepared, and then instead they would ask you a question that you never thought of, and you felt like you were in the 3rd grade and you didn't do your homework. And they'd be like, "Humble the poet, what do you think about this?" And you'd be like, and you don't want to say, like, "I don't remember," so you just start to, like, put words together and hope to make enough sense.
Andre, has winning these awards, does it ever affect the way you write? Do you ever feel pressure to write differently due to the acclaim that you're getting? Because it seems you're piling up awards upon awards.
No, I sort of feel like I'm doing something wrong by winning awards because it doesn't feel kind of normal. But it doesn't change how I feel about writing because 15 Dogs was written and Hidden Keys was immediately written after that. And I'm right in the process of finishing the fourth novel in the sequence. So what's been lucky for me is that I'm constantly moving forward. So I haven't had time to really reflect on how wonderful a writer I am.
Well, get ready. Humble, as a writer yourself, and I want to close with this, after, not just through Canada Reads, but spending time with Andre about going through 15 Dogs, as a poet and a writer yourself, and a magnificent writer yourself, what have you learned about writing going forward?
I think it goes back to the advice that I was given from my grade 12 English teacher in summer school. I took English in summer because I wanted to get it done in 30 days. And she said, if you even think you like to write, then you better be writing every single day. She goes, don't think you're a great writer today while you're 16 and then stop doing it for 10 years and think you can pick it back up. And every single writer I keep meeting is writing obsessively. They're in love with the process of writing. They're in love with having a spark in their brain and bringing it to life. And that's just a reminder to me to, not worry so much about all the other stuff. There's a lot of noise that you can get involved in and a lot of ways to stay busy outside of simply creating the content. I'm a multidisciplinary artist. I do a lot of different things, including music, including YouTube videos or what have you. And there's always that process where you're not sure what direction you should be going at that moment, or if the dots even connect. And I just recently read in a book saying that it doesn't matter what you do, the dots all connect because it comes from you. And just being in love again with the process of creating, no matter what genre it is.
Well, thank you so much. These fellows boarded a plane from Toronto earlier today to come here for this show for you. How about a round of applause for Humble the Poet and Andre Alexis. Andre, Kathleen Edwards was tweeting earlier today that she was blubbering because she had finished 15 Dogs about 20 minutes before you won, so she's backstage. She's going to freak out. So go say hello to Kathleen. Humble the Poet and Andre Alexis, everybody.